over 6, so that's pretty exciting. Yeah. 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 I'm interested to see what we'll have today, you know? I mean,
Wendy.
the Reds also, on YouTube?
Yep.
Okay. The Reds also haven't had to play 2 days yet, so we'll see how they feel. You know?
I'm just looking at it right now.
Awesome.
I'll just change all the graphics real quick.
Did you do off of one of our live events, or okay? So
I'm right on your YouTube page right now.
Okay, so I can just go grab it. Okay, so let me go update the posts and I'll post on Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad it wasn't.
Turn that so the exhaust is blowing that way instead of towards it. It was pretty loud on the road.
Hey, do you mind if we just turn the generator so the exhaust points the other direction?
I'm very glad with that.
Quieter.
don't think I'm talking about that. Yeah, but I'm saying for being on YouTube, all that stuff that they want.
Oh, yeah.
I did. No worries. Yes.
That's up next time.
Yeah, just remind me.
Okay.
Yes, I have them.
YouTube was up for good. Yesterday was the CRU Facebook page and K-Max Sports link.
Well, then, there was a link on the page.
Yeah, it was on the page. That was where I watched.
Yeah, today we'll be on the YouTube page.
I watched some games on K-Max and some on Facebook.
Well, we had issues.
Yeah, I saw it like halfway through. I think the Galveston game, Galveston Lions
switched
died,
over.
Yeah.
But it should be good now.
Thank you.
But yesterday the YouTube page wasn't working.
Yeah, whatever you guys need, man. I think you got time. We're starting at 9. It's only 8:50. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. How's it
it look?
Looking clean. That's the thing. I put it on people that can't move. And
Right.
looking good.
What happens if you start recording and you start curiosity?
Check it out.
Mind if I just kind of scoop this?
Whatever you need, man. Whatever you need. Sorry. So, yeah, when we record, it changes our settings. So I think that's exactly why.
Okay. So it gets all choppy when you start recording?
Yeah. So I think that's, because then it has to be configured in the recording settings. I can't edit those.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well,
Yeah. Can they download from YouTube? Can they download from their YouTube channel or no? No, the rugby people. Oh.
alright. Okay, I'm recording now.
I know it's press button camera works. That's really cool. That and I looked up your guys' company before I came in.
Gotcha.
One of those two.
So once we start recording,
Anything left? One of the locks?
yeah, then it starts getting choppy.
Cole. Referee. First name of the Blacks.
Yeah.
Well, I would say get them a good stream. I don't know if you can talk to Wendy real quick about how much let her make this decision.
Well, it's weird because on here it's clean. On YouTube it's choppy.
Yeah.
You do not remember the name. This is the guy in the gray long sleeve shirt with the scrum cap right now.
Possibly in case that
Figure out what he's
Yeah.
whenever he's wearing
the man
Yeah.
in the gray shirt with the cap.
That's all you do.
I just think I'm on too much.
What's that?
I think I'm just on too much right now. Yeah.
I would say if we got 5 minutes, I'd call Wendy and say, hey, we can get a cleaner stream by not recording, but we're not going to have an archive.
Okay.
And let her make that call.
Well, she won't care because it's on her YouTube page, so they will record it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So,
In that case, definitely. Yeah.
but I think she's a rep right now. I think I'm a rep right now. Yeah.
Five more. How much time do I have?
7
Are you good to go in 5
minutes.
minutes? Are you good to go in 5 or you?
Oh, yeah.
Good to go in 5 minutes or? Are we good
Yeah, we're good to go.
Ready to go?
So we got to get you a chair. Sorry about that. Here, I'll get out of your way so that way you can sit. If you guys for any reason need to mute yourselves, you can just push in those buttons.
Okay.
Oh, boom. 1 and 3? 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So if you guys for any reason need to mute yourself, one headset, you're not going to hear yourself or everybody, but you're still live. You're still good. I believe it's
You can hear yourself. You can be talking to me.
Well, depends on if you can hear me. If I'm gonna be talking more, I can hear myself, so I assume this is the one.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Can you grab my water out of my bag? I got a big Nalgene in there. Either one, doesn't matter. There we go.
What's that? Yeah, sounds good.
Test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. They're both working.
Thus far, everything I've put up for is done with a cameraman on my own. I'm like, you just not doing it for anyone else or what? I'm like, I don't care. Well, it's also, I have like planning ahead and planning ahead early. So I'll show up like I've known to show up like 2 hours before. And I'm like, same way, I'm like, I'm here. That way. I think I want to do that right around the hour 7. But 16 next week, so there's you can't hear me when I'm talking. I can. I got both. Yeah.
You're good.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's broadcast of the Texas Rugby Union Championships 2018. Cole Jones, the referee, gets us underway. I'm Tim Wilkes, joined by Timothy Sigmund. We're bringing you matches all day here on the TRU YouTube page, and we get things started off with the Austin Blacks on their own half. Austin Blacks, winners of the Division III North or Central Division this year. And a quick kick.
Good idea, taking advantage of space there.
Cameron Newsom, speed demon, shows a burst, blast through three Blacks defenders. Now we see a little bit of quickness here on the outside. Joseph Tedford with the ball.
The grass is a little wet this morning. We'll see how that affects play early.
A little on the ball there as well could cause a few knock-ons early on. Talking with the Alliance coach before the match. Alliance really uses those forwards in the back line, but right here a penalty against the Blacks. That one's going to be on Eric Reed, the big number 5. Hands in the ruck as he did not release and was messing with it. Cole Jones puts his first stamp of the game with the first penalty.
Good kick, gain some territory.
Finds touch.
Come up here to the first line out.
Again, folks, the Alliance, their first time ever in the semifinals of the D3. Only a men's club for 4 years. You guys have really been putting it together this year. 1 loss on the season. They were able to be on top of the North Division. This one's batted back out. It's going to be a line out back to...
I believe it's going to be to Alliance.
Bit obstructed here. Again, Alliance is in the white and black stripes going left to right. Your viewing screen. And the Blacks, of course, in the all black. Blacks have won this D3 championship multiple times in the past. Here on their home field, 50th anniversary for the Austin Blacks, trying to show out in 2 divisions today. Big rumbling run there by Miles Hernandez. And now another kick by the Blacks. Again to the speedster, Newsom. Lines it up.
Oh, loses it there.
Forward advantage played here for the Blacks to see if they can keep this going. Ball was lost in the tackle, so they will bring this one back.
Playing the first knock on there.
Yeah, it looked like he just got a little too excited there.
Looked like the Blacks are playing for space today. Twice now they've had possession and kicked it deep, trying to pin the Alliance folks back in their own half.
Now the first time again, Cam Newsom had an excellent run, picking up about 30 meters his first time. That time, I think it was, that ball bounced, picked up a little bit of morning dew, and just slipped out of his hands as he tried to make a decision there at the last second. And careful for Cam Newsom, he raced against Carlin Isles back in track days. Can run a 4.2940.
Lightning quick.
Yes, sir. So first scrum of the day goes to the Austin Blacks. Easy money for them, and they're packing a break right through the middle, and the easy try for Michael Taylor.
Good break there, capitalizing on a mistake. 9 from Alliance put on good pressure. The Blacks were able to recover and break right through the middle of Alliance defense.
The Austin Blacks on the board first, 5-0 the score.
The lineouts may be trouble for Alliance here. The Blacks were able to slap down one and then steal the second. If they're able to dominate the set pieces, it's going to be difficult for Alliance to get any footing.
Those scrums look strong as well, so that could be a key for the Blacks as we move forward.
Should be an easy conversion right in front of the post. Makes it easy on the kicker. May have just gave him a commentator's curse there.
Right in front. He's able to knock it through. Flags are up. And Tane Jarosevich puts the final 2 on the board, and 7-0 the score in favor of the Blacks.
Coming back up to the reset. It's always tough on day 2 of these championship weekends. You just got through playing the game less than 24 hours ago, setting back up and trying to do it again. Sometimes it's a test of depth, not just a skill.
James Cabreros puts it high. Easy catch, though, for the Blacks, and they recycle it. And again, decide to boot. Right to Newsom again. Newsom now pitches it off to Connor Lance. Now filtering it out. Their backs their forward pack likes to get out wide, likes to get in those back lines. But solid pressure here from the Blacks. This time scrum half takes it out to the left. Solid rucking there. Good support.
Lions doing a good job at the breakdown, keeping possession. The Blacks doing a good job in advance. 1 man, 1 tackle continuously.
And there's the steal for the Blacks. Coming near side. Have numbers on the side. Newsom has to make a decision. Chose the outside, but then the errant pass right here in front of us goes out of bounds.
Had a 2-man advantage out there. That wet ball, I think, just slipped out of that right hand as he tried to make that pass.
Made the right choice, cutting in between. Had guys there on the outside, but again, error. It's going to be a line out here for Alliance. Again, this Austin Blacks team, D3 team, undefeated on the year, 10-0. They've only given up 70 points over 10 matches. 7 points a match is all they give up. But Alliance has a solid offense. Penalty obstruction here while the maul was forming. Player got in front of the ball.
That's unfortunate. Alliance was unopposed there on that line out. They were able to get good possession and just happened to step in front of his man as they were trying to get lined up there.
So the penalty option here for the Blacks. They chose the kick. Jarosevich takes care of that one just inside the 22. Again, these Blacks averaging 49.8 points per game on the season.
It's the Blacks' first throw. Let's see where they go. Alliance is going middle jumper all 3 times. And the Blacks do the same. Oh, over the top.
Line out needed to be, throw just needed to be a tad bit quicker as both jumpers ended up coming to the ground before that one came through, but Blacks are able to take care of it, spinning it all the way out. Jarosevich out to the wing.
Good hard running there by the Blacks.
Blacks on the far side of the field look to take it back. Now big smash there with the 8-man Robert McKay. But it's taken away. Looked like a knock-on, advantage being played. No advantage gained, so the knock-on there. Solid defense from Alliance.
The first scrum put in here by Alliance. See how they hold up against that Blacks pack. The first one looked like a pretty fair contest between the 2.
Yep. This will be their first putting in a big test for the team. Alliance, again, the 4th year of this men's program, started in 2002 as a youth program. Definitely building from the ground up, and it has paid off. A lot of these guys have been playing through the youth program. 85% of their players have played before in college. 65% even played in high school as well. So this is a young, talented, knowledgeable team.
Real testament to the growth of the game in the state of Texas.
Exactly. Great things up there in the Dallas-Keller area. So they were able to take it out of the scrum there.
Under pressure big time by the Black Spores.
Pack arrives. Now quick box kick.
Good kick. Looks like he was able to find touch there.
Well done, well done. When you're behind your 22, a lot of times those teams will just try to relieve pressure, try to get it as far out as you can. And a lot of times if you can get it to the 40-meter line, you at least want to clear it past the 22, but a solid job there by Alliance. Going to have to remain here on the defensive end, as is a Austin Blacks line out.
Looks like they went front this time, went short, getting it out wide. They got lots of folks stacked out wide here.
Yep. Flanker Miles Hernandez got into the back line there and takes one through. All the forwards getting into it right now.
Good hard running.
Yep, good offloads. Able to clean up the ruck. And then a quick drop again. But a penalty on. Advantage was there for the Blacks. And after the knock-on, they're able to take it here. In from the side, the call. Cole Jones, referee.
Looks like they called go for post here. Try to extend the lead.
7-0 your score right now. The Austin Blacks, undefeated Division III Austin Blacks, up 7-0 so far.
They advanced to this game yesterday. They beat the Hurt third side 58-14.
Like we said, that's just like they have been doing all year. Now, the Blacks D1 side we'll see here in the next match following this one. And their D2 side had a pretty decent year as well, 6-4 on the season. Now the kick from Jarasevic. The lefty strikes it through and true.
Taking the scoreboard over. Important in these championship games to take points when they're on offer.
Exactly, and the Blacks do so here early on. And again, like you were saying, Tim, after that first match yesterday, it's a whole nother story. It's nothing like they've done all season long, playing back-to-back matches, but it's what it's going to take. Winner of this match gets the automatic berth into the national championships. Just one team gets the berth this year. Years past, it was the top two, but solely the winner of this match.
Going for territory again with a deep kick.
Each time, Jarasevic just kicking it out from behind their 22. Connor Lance goes to the right, but he is hit hard.
Prop on a fullback. Fullback's rarely going to win that one.
Get it back to the big boys, taking it nice and slow. Not a whole lot of line breaks thus far for Alliance. Solid defense from the Blacks.
The Blacks are just going to keep trying to pin them deep until they can prove they can bust out of their own half. Strong run by the 8-man.
There you go. Find your your big boys back in space. Now another hard run. Strong counter ruck from the Blacks, and it's poked through. Penalty, though. You cannot kick the ball out of the ruck like that.
Coming back for the offsides call there against the Blacks. Penalties have been fairly equal so far between the two sides. A few offsides calls, one hands in from the Blacks. Referee calling a good game.
You can definitely tell, though, that the Blacks are trying to poach just about every time in there. Big number 5, Eric Reed, is trying to steal that poach on the last one.
Good kick for territory there by Alliance. We'll see what they do here on this line out. They've got a middle jumper on all their others. Forwards walk down, getting set up.
Again, Alliance with a lot of speed, going with just a 5-man line out here, putting the big boys back in the line as well. But this one tipped back to the Blacks.
Went middle jumper again, and again it was stolen.
And Yet again, another kick for touch. This one's not going to get out. Picked up by the fullback and driven back. Pitched off and now coming all the way near side. Completely switching the field. Has Newsom there with him, using the speedster down the sideline. With the bounce, goes out to the side. Into touch. It looks like it will be Black's throw in. So a good little burst there. Again, the Blacks are going to continue to kick that out every chance they get when they are behind their own 22. So Alliance has to play mistake-free rugby. But the Blacks are able to secure their line out. This time they picks it up. Dresevic makes the pass out to the far side. Has the winger there.
Loose pass. Went into touch. I don't know if that went off on Alliance or went off the Blacks there as the ball slid out. I'm not quite sure if it made it all the way out or if the Alliance player carried it into touch. But the Blacks have pretty much won every line out except for the one that the Alliance took uncontested. So Alliance going to have to figure out something different with that middle jumper, maybe go short to try to alleviate some of that pressure the Blacks are putting on them at the line out.
And exactly on the defensive end, maybe just jumping that first jumper. The times that the Blacks have tried to go with that middle, it's kind of been an errant pass. So maybe just jump that first jumper. But here we go. We have a scrum here. It looked like
that's been off the knock on there.
Yeah, knocked on out of bounds. And so it's a choice back to Alliance, either a line out or a scrum. And they have chosen the scrum. Had a little bit more success with that. Although they were driven back the first time, they were able to get it out clean. And that's the important thing. Here we go.
Ooh, loose pass low.
But a penalty here.
Looks like his props pulling down there. Legal binding, legal scrimmaging.
Cole Jones taking charge here early on.
Keeping an eye on the big boys there in the scrum.
Exactly. That's going to be big here for Alliance, as we've seen they need to have something to hold their hat on. And so far in the scrums, they're at least able to get that ball out cleanly.
They've been able to get down here into the Blacks' territory pretty often, but just haven't been able to do anything off these lineouts. Either been stolen, slap back, or a loose pass on the other end. So hopefully they'll adjust some tactics here and see if they can do something different, get a little more possession down in the Blacks' end.
Well, really, the only line break that they've been able to, and here's another lost line out.
Hard run by the number 8 from the Blacks.
Blacks look to be
good box kick, looking for space, right to the winger.
Cuts it back into the middle of the field, right into two Black defenders.
Kicked out by his own man.
Coming into the ruck, and so another turnover for Alliance. They've got guys on the outside here.
Got a 2-on-1.
Solid defense, though, but a missed tackle.
Oh, what a great pickup by the outside center.
Solid tackle, good support, though, and the Blacks continue. Now this one's held. Penalty on the Blacks. Came down, just didn't have the support. Have to release the ball immediately after being tackled.
Looks like that long run might have, hopefully it's not a hamstring or a lower leg injury.
Yeah, always difficult when you get pulled down kind of from behind like that. Always dangerous.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of wind knocked out him there as he fell on the ball.
But again, the Black player went down, must release the ball. Ball carrier released the tackler, or the tackler released the ball carrier. Had the ability to poach, and the Blacks players held on to it, so we were going to have a penalty. It looks like we have a scrum down chosen.
Good interplay along that break, though, by the Blacks. They were able to, that ball got kicked out in the ruck, spread it out wide, and between the outside center and the wing, they were able to turn around the Alliance wing and really work it down that side. Good cover defense by number 13, Brandon Poyser from Alliance, to chase that ball down and prevent the try.
David Camford. Camerford was able to part of that big run there for the Blacks. And now we've got here Dignan out the side of the scrum half. Has an opening. Can he be stopped? Just in front of the try line.
They got numbers out wide. They give it to the big boys.
Give them a couple of phases here. We'll see what the Alliance defense can hold.
They got 7-on-3 to the right.
Now they use it. Solid pressure defense. Causes all sorts of havoc. Now the Blacks have it on the outside, but they have lost about 15 meters here.
That rush defense by Alliance really worked there.
Beautiful. Now the penalty, we're going back.
Be 5 meters out.
Offsides.
I don't know if Alliance is going to get there in time.
They've got to get guys out. They have a break here on the left. And it's in for the try.
Chris Crone, hooker for the Blacks. Try number 2.
Alliance was spread out all over the field, just not quick enough to react.
Referee conferring with the AR down the try zone.
Just making sure as he came in, he was kind of trying to evade the defender that was going high. I think that may be the conversation they're having there. There was definitely a dive at the defender there.
Maybe just giving a warning, and a yellow is issued. Maybe contact with the head there. That's a little point of focus now from World Rugby.
Yeah, I mean, he fully left his feet in there and went high on, did not fully make contact. But a penalty given, and 10 minutes into the sin bin here.
Really going to be tough here on Alliance now. Man down, depending on what this kick does, down 15-0.
10 minutes in the sin bin.
This kick being taken about 10 meters from the sideline.
Lefty Juresevic sets it up. 2 for 2 on his conversions and penalties so far. And he's able to bend that in.
Great kick. Just inside the left post.
So 17-0 the score as the Austin Blacks D3 side continues to do what they've done to teams all year long. Solid defense and turning that into high-pressure offense.
If Alliance can get some possession here and start taking advantage of those lineouts down on the Black side, there's still an opportunity, especially as we get into the second half, day 2 of this championship. Not only is it skill, but the fitness will really start to show then as sneaking up on 160 minutes of rugby for some of these boys. You can drop in some tries quick.
Beautiful high ball from Alliance.
Good take by the Blacks.
Breaking a couple of tackles. Now the Blacks will set up here. Deep pass off to the right, back to the middle of the field. Quick dummy. Solid run there. Broke a few tackles that time.
Miles Hernandez again. He's been running the ball well today from the flanker position.
Now swinging it all the way out.
Oh.
Out to the winger.
Good
now
recycle back inside.
Excellent support here from the Blacks. There's the one more pass. More guys coming through.
Oh, good pickup by the lock. Oh, and it's turned over. Great recycling.
So solid work there from Alliance. Getting back, making the steal.
Good idea on the box kick. Coming back for a high tackle there against the Blacks. Alliance has their man down. Looks like he's holding his right shoulder there.
That could be a big one. That's the Justin Mitchell, the captain for Alliance. Did what captains do, tried to clean that one up, take it himself. But he was driven to the deck and definitely driven that way from the top as well with the high tackle there.
Getting some work from the trainers. See what he does here. Sir's giving him a minute, set up. Alliance going to have the kick here from inside their own 22, try to get some territory as we're winding down the first half. Got to find touch, and they've got to find an answer here in the lineouts against the Blacks. It's really been hamstringing them all day. Haven't had a real chance at attack because of it. Also down a man, going to make it even harder.
So they can play with 10. Actually, now captain comes right back in, shrugs off the trainers, and he is ready to rock and roll. Kick is able to find touch. Good relief of pressure there. Again, thanks to everyone for joining us. The two Tims taking you through the TRU championships all day today. 4 matches live here on YouTube. D3 match right here. The Alliance from Keller, Texas.
Here they go short, and oh my goodness.
Able to get it, but a knock on.
Had an opportunity there, weren't able to wrangle that pass in.
Yeah, definitely the lineouts have been the thing that Alliance has been struggling with most so far.
Went right through the short there as the Blacks contested well, and then off the hands. They're in the middle of the line out and forward, so the Blacks will have the scrum.
Again, winner of this match goes to the National Championship Tournament, a place the Blacks have been before.
Little blood here from the captain. Get some washing off. Rub some dirt on it.
Hey. Only in rugby, gotta love it.
Yeah. Both nines so far in this first half have done a great job of handling this wet ball. Even with the right sunny day that it is, this dew still hasn't quite burned off, and we've seen that with some of these errant passes and knock-ons in open play. But the Blacks had a great run down the middle. Fort Worth did a good job of stopping that try. Working its way back here to this scrum now.
Christopher Gruba, the scrum half for the Blacks, to put this one in. Gruba takes it from the back, swings it out to Juresevic. Big wide pass. All the way out to the far side of the field. Now they're cutting it back in, looking for all the support. Alliance are going to need to fringe here. Blacks have numbers out to the left here on the near side. Juresevic looking, has his two. Hooker and his prop. Prop sheds off one. Still on his feet.
Gets it.
And in for the try.
You always like to see that out wide. The prop giving it to the hooker, or hooker giving it to the prop, and the prop rumbling in over 5 or 6 men and bringing it on home.
Christopher Reed with the big one. I mean, after first contact, he was a good 10 meters out from the try line, but there was no stopping that big fella. In for 5 more, makes it 22-0.
Rolling, shoving, huffing and puffing all the way to the try zone.
Nobody can stop that big guy. And the Blacks do it so well, getting support out there, using their big props and forwards who have an amazing hand skill set, and just continuing with those offloads, earn them the try here.
Later we get into this half, especially with the Lions being a man down, the Blacks been piling on the pressure, sitting at 22-0 right now. Conversion to come. Juresevic then striking the ball well. The rare left-footed kicker.
Hey, 3 for 3 on the day. Make it 4 for 4. Smooth as butter out there.
It's not very often from a D3 side you see this kind of kicking coming from the sidelines. It's really a great asset for the Blacks as they move through this game.
And the Austin Blacks celebrating their 50th anniversary here in Austin, Texas. This beautiful complex here, Burr Field. Northeast Austin.
Hosted many tournaments over the years.
Exactly, many national championships. The guy next to me here, Mr. Tim Sigmund, won this tournament 3 times in the past. Once in the D1 ranks and 2 in D3. So solid running there. Seth Saunders. And again, another kick here from the Blacks.
Good kick down the field, right into the commentating tent. They've really been kicking well for possession. It's either found the ground or when the Lions has been able to receive it, have not been able to break their own half, except I think one time they're able to go back in, and that's all.
The very first one. But since then, it's been the Blacks making the changes and really been on the front foot. I think that's probably been part of their defensive strategy all year and possibly one of the reasons they've let up so few points throughout this year. Again, only giving up 7 points a game. This time they go all the way deep. That works out for them. A little trickery.
Good contest to the breakdown.
Yeah, Blacks blow through it. They're able to come away with this one. So even when Alliance take the line out, lose it there off the ruck, and now Blacks continue their pursuit of another try.
Fullback fighting for meters there.
Again, here to the big boys, running down the side. Just alongside the touchline, but the captain, David Goss, did not step out.
Good contest from the Lions there. Oh, looks like in from the side, though, so the Blacks have advantage.
Oh, but a line break there. And a big try for Seth Saunders, as he leaves bodies in his wake and dots it down for the try. 29-0 now the score. And a big hard burst right through the middle there for Saunders.
Yeah, they just really had Alliance on the back foot. Still a man down. Looked like they had another man go down. Their scrum half go down with some blood there on his face. So really almost down 2 men during that passage of play. And after 4 or 5 phases of recycled ball, there was just nobody there in the middle of the field to cover that gap.
Shouldn't have too much longer in the sin bin, though, the Alliance player here.
The Blacks flankers have been having a great game all day. They've been in a lot of the line breaks, scored that try. Oh, it takes one off the drop kick and off the post.
No longer perfect as Dresevic, but 29-0 still the score.
Got to get that tee out there quicker.
That's right. Rush that one a bit.
Lions still popping back to the line. Getting ready for the kickoff.
So we've seen the Blacks really take a page from Alliance's book, getting their forwards in the back lines, lots of space, lots of line breaks to come from it, as the Alliance defense just has been no match for this high-powered Blacks offense. This kick, a little deeper this time, a running start for the Blacks, and this time they pitch it back.
Look for the kick here. There it is.
Dresevic goes high with this one. Lands in play.
Oh, no. Oh, brave attempt at a take there by the fullback, but a knock-on gives it back to the Blacks. He was on rushing to about 4 Blacks defenders at knee level, no less.
Yeah, dove in for it. Knock on there. It'll be Blacks put into the scrum.
Alliance really's got to take those balls in the air. They can't let the Blacks have that chase so close. The kick was very high, not that long, maybe 15, 20 meters down the field. You got to get that secure possession for your side, especially when you're down by 4 tries.
So the Blacks put into the scrum. Christopher Gruba. Gruba finally able to take it out the back.
Here comes the kick again.
This time Newsom able to take it in the air, but we will come back. I believe we had a knock on there from the pass. A bit obstructed here from the booth.
Alliance was able to get a good push on that one. They actually drove the Blacks back slightly as they were trying to get that ball out from the 8-man to the scrum half.
It looks like they may have a full side yet again. Looks like the sin bin is back on the field.
We really haven't seen the Lions be able to spread the ball wide today. Other than on the kicks, that's about the only action that their wings and fullback have seen. In open play, it's pretty much been forward-heavy ball movement and really not getting past the inside center.
Yeah, they're barely even been able to break the line thus far. I think only one or two times, but they've been taking good advantage of off of a lot of Blacks' mistakes, and that's been kind of giving them the attacking territory that they're looking for. But really, just like I said, nothing to be able to come up from it. Not a whole lot of phased possessions.
The dominance by the Blacks on the set pieces is really what set the tone for this game and set them up with their success so far. Being able to steal all those lineouts, kick the ball back downfield, keep Alliance in their own half. Looks like we're going to have another reset here.
Cole Jones working hard there.
The Lions scrum half looking for that quick tap, thinking he was going to get a penalty or a free kick.
We've seen one penalty for pulling down the scrum for the Blacks earlier in the match. So, and Cole Jones just trying to get a handle on things. Not the easiest thing to do to get 16 guys to move in succession here. Now a big take off the back up scrum half into the match. Nice little boot there. Ryan Sweet gets that one into touch.
Good kick for territory, but I don't think he realized his weak side wing was in the other back line side of play and didn't really have a chaser there. It's a good thing he went out of bounds. That could have been trouble for Alliance there. If I had to guess, I say the Blacks are going to kick here. If the rest of the first half has been any indication.
If they can get it out of it, it would be huge if Alliance could come up with a steal right here.
Sneaking up on the last few minutes of the first half. Points on the board before halftime would be huge.
No contest. Blacks take it in, begin to maul. Of course, looking to set up Jurecevic for the boot. And this one off the side of the foot. Does not get very far, maybe out to the 22-meter line. Right at it.
Still relieves the pressure, and with the way the Blacks have been dominating these lineouts, it'll be interesting to see if Alliance tries to go front jumper again like they did earlier. They can convert that. They've been able to get 4 to 5 phases. Maybe they can get something there in front of the post and hope for a Blacks penalty or maybe break the line here.
Again, just send 5 in the line out. Go over the top, no jump, and that one's taken easily by the Blacks. Advantage being played here. Offsides the call on Alliance. See what the Blacks do. Quick take inside there by Gruba.
Looking for support. Coming back for the penalty.
After the knock-on, we'll come back here. And offsides the call.
The difference in this game has definitely been at the lineouts. The Blacks have stolen all but one, that one being uncontested. The other one that wasn't stolen by the Blacks was lost forward on a knock-on, and then a good kick down the field to gain possession back inside Alliance's half with the lineout going to the Blacks.
So again, the Austin Blacks have won the D3 division here for TRU multiple times in the past, have made long runs through the national championship, made it to the quarterfinals multiple times. They look to go back here. Good work. No contest from Alliance, and now out to the big guys back in the line. Big rumble there from the lock, Eric Reed.
Great steal by the captain from Alliance. Ball was left there loose with little support from the Blacks. Able to spin it out wide. And
another knock on here for Alliance, though, and now it's the Blacks on the front foot.
The flanker, Miles Hernandez, with another great push. A little chip over the top.
Newsom the winger got sucked in, so they chipped it over the top of him.
Beautiful kick. Down inside within 10, 15 meters of try line. And again, it's Alliance's throw in.
Yeah. Always a murky situation.
Great steal by the Alliance captain there, and just couldn't capitalize immediately off that first ruck. Knock on by the lock. Blacks pick it up and gain 30 meters on the kick, set themselves up again to potentially steal this line out and get some more points on the board.
Yeah, the knock-ons have definitely been the big bugaboo for Alliance so far today, as they just have not been able to get a lot of possession together. And now here the line out.
That's a good, successful long throw there.
Not successful on lifting there, but ball in hand, that's all that matters. Solid take here on the side. Michael Taylor.
Chip. He got it.
In for the try. Michael Taylor takes it all the way himself. Beautiful chip.
Good display of skill there. Chip over all the big boys. He knows he can't run through, and you just run by him and dot it down in the try zone.
And nobody back behind on defense. And another try for the Austin Blacks. Brings it to 34-0. Here still in the first half.
They're not making these kicks any easier on Jurecevic. Scored them all 5 to 7 meters from the side, but all that matters is they keep ticking over. Looks like we got the captain from Alliance back down again with that same right shoulder.
So couple players here for Alliance is
Day 2 is taking its toll as the heat's picking up here as we march on in the morning. We're under a nice shady tent, keeping us cool, but that sun is beating down out there on the field.
So remember, folks, join us here next match at 11 a.m. It's going to be the D1 final. The Dallas Reds against the Austin Blacks. These teams have played twice so far this year, each one taking the home match. But now it's for all the marbles, as these both teams need to win if they want that spot in the top 8 national championship tournament. So stay tuned for that one. 1 o'clock today, we'll have the Dallas Reds women's side with their miraculous out of nowhere emergence here into the D2 final.
Upset Little Rock yesterday.
And a huge win, and they'll take on the Austin Valkyries second side.
They were down at halftime by 2, but managed to bring it back and pull it out.
Hey, that team had lost twice already in the year to Little Rock, and they were able to come out of nowhere and get it done when it mattered most here in playoffs, and that's what it is about. And then our final match of the day is going to be the men's D2. It's the Dallas Reds against San Antonio. San Antonio's won the D3 years ago, but this is the best they've ever done here in Division II.
San Antonio really put it on Tulsa yesterday. Tulsa had a couple of intercept tries and played hard the whole game, but San Antonio's forwards were dominant. They scored multiple tries. I believe one of the flankers had a hat trick as they were able to bomb their way through to a 74-28 victory. Pretty impressive match.
That one's going to be excellent match, as the Reds, who they're playing, are 10-0 on the year as well. So that's going to be a great one in D2 to end the day. Juresevic tries to bend this one around the side, but it's wide left. Score will remain 34-0. In just a few minutes here before halftime. Calvin Lum back on the field, the scrum half for Alliance. Couple of small changes there.
Alliance's captain gutting it out, back up on his feet again, getting ready for this kickoff. That's how you lead from the front.
Ryan Sweet, the sub, comes in. It's a beautiful high kick. Not quite short enough.
Again, well taken by the Blacks.
And another kick by Juresevic. That one will not find touch.
One hops in.
There it is. He was behind the 22, so we'll have the line out here near midfield.
No, it must have been just in front. Is there?
Yeah.
Bringing
must
him
have
back.
Been brought in. So when that play happens, it's where the ruck is. So that first tackle was made. If that ruck is formed outside of the 22 and then gets passed back behind the 22, if that kick goes straight out into touch, which it looks like it did, it'll be a line out all the way back where the kick came from. So now it'll be Alliance's throw here.
Making sure they're matching numbers, I guess. Kicking out the 8-man from Alliance.
Solid lift
Slaps
there in the middle. And here's the big run by the 8-man through the middle. Now they swing it out to the outside.
Ooh, Blacks are there in numbers. Could be a turnover opportunity.
That pressure defense is stout, and there it is. You called it, Tim. Turnover.
Gets them for holding on.
And that's just them getting driven back. I mean, they're getting driven back. They're catching it flat-footed is Alliance. And then at that point, the Blacks are there in numbers. Somebody there to make the tackle. Somebody there to take the poach. And when you're getting driven backwards on offense, that means there's nobody behind you there for support. Makes that much more difficult.
Slaps that kick back in.
Beautiful. Little pass back to his teammate. They're able to secure possession now. Now working it through the packs, but again, that defense comes up and stops Joshua Bowden.
Lost about 3 meters there. Good flat pass. Oh, and a knock on.
So now the Blacks again coming around the outside. There's the pass. Juresevic couldn't handle it. And the knock on. And that'll do it for halftime. Alliance giving it all they got, but it's just not enough today. 34-0. It's the Austin Blacks on top of Alliance here in the D3 championship of the TRU.
The heart is definitely there.
We'll take a quick break. Stay tuned here, folks, for the second half of the TRU Division III championship.
This is the KMAX Sports Network.
We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. And while all of us at the KMAX Sports Network are huge football fans, we broadcast more than just football, you know. In fact, KMAX Sports proudly broadcasts volleyball, girls and boys basketball, softball, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, and more. For more information on how you can help KMAX Sports broadcast any of those sports, just reach out to Chuck at KMAXSports.com or Merle at KMAXSports.com or contact that sports booster club directly. KMAX Sports will gladly work with you and the booster clubs to get that team's broadcasts on the air. And if you're a fan of the other team, well, we can broadcast your team's games too. We realize that, yes, even in Texas, there's more to life than just football. KMAX Sports, bringing your teams to you for 14 years. Purchase a copy of this or any KMAC broadcast for personal use, and portions of the proceeds go to your school. Whether you're making a highlight video or just want to be able to enjoy this game years in the future, send us a note to info@kmaxsports.com. That's INFO at kmaxsports.com. We can even do some editing for you for a small fee. Purchase any broadcast for personal use. Hit us up. info@kmaxsports.com. Bringing your teams and your highlights to you. We are KMAX Sports.
At Austin Pets Alive, the mission is to promote and provide the resources, education, and programs needed to eliminate the killing of companion animals. That means more happy pets joining more happy families every single day. In fact, Austin Pets Alive has saved more than 25,000 dogs and cats since 2008, and you can help. Adopt a new family member, help out with a donation, or roll up your sleeves and volunteer. If you have love, time, or money to spare, and we all have at least one of those, you're needed. Visit AustinPetsAlive.com to get started. Austin Pets Alive, helping people help pets.
This is Kevin McAdams. You know, from the McAdams Company Creative. We love to make commercials. Let us make yours. Yep, that's me. Well, my voice is amazing and does sound wonderful. I've been given to understand that every once in a while, y'all might want to hear somebody different. So I went out and recruited some guys. So first, I'd like to introduce Blake.
Good afternoon. My name's Blake Herrera, and my voice will make you feel safe on an airplane.
This guy over here, this is Steve.
Hi, I'm Steve. True story. When I was in college, girls used to love it when I read their textbooks to them.
And I'm Kevin, and my voice makes women want to buy new cars. Let's talk about what we can do for you. Reach out to me by phone or text 512-653-9491 or check me out online at themcadamscompany.com. I'm Kevin McAdams with the McAdams Company Creative. No longer working alone. I love to make commercials. Let me make yours.
And now, your hometown Fighting Tigers.
This is the KMAX Sports Network, and this is what we do.
Looking left, throws into the end
Bad
zone.
snap again. He hits the turf, and Devon scoops it up. Taylor Wilkins
the corner of the end zone.
15,
10, 5, touchdown.
If you like the sound of that, then let us broadcast your team. Send an email to Merle at kmaxsports.com or Chuck at kmaxsports.com to find out how. Bringing your teams to you since 2003. It's what we do. We are KMAX Sports.
Follow all the game day action right on our Twitter feed at KMAX Sports.
Welcome back, folks, to the D3 championship here at the Texas Rugby Union. I'm Tim Wilkes, joined by Timothy Sigmund on the call all day here for you from Burr Field in beautiful Austin, Texas. Thank you for joining us, powered by KMAX Sports on the KMAC Radio Network, and also here live on YouTube and the Texas Rugby Union webpage. Tim, that first half was all Austin. The Alliance fought hard, but really, I mean, what was Austin able to do to be able to really keep control of this whole match so far?
Well, really, they've been dominating the set pieces. They've stolen most of the lineouts. The Alliance has thrown out. They've been able to take advantage of the scrums, not necessarily overpowering them, but getting the ball out and getting it to their backs. And then the forward play of the Blacks, chasing around the field and supporting their players, has been phenomenal, which allowed them to run in those tries and get the one penalty kick as well. And then can't say enough about number 10, Juricevic, and his ability to kick the ball today. He's missed 2. One ended up being a drop kick because the tee didn't come out in time, but he nailed the first 4, some from tough angles. And it's really just about pinning Alliance back and then taking advantage of their mistakes when they're there, and that's what they've done to build this big lead.
So Juricevic chooses to go deep here, taken on the far side. Christiantis Amandi. Amandi makes the tackle there, but not before it's pitched off. Dangerous fullback Curtis Chafin. Still gets it off. Blacks here. Working it to the far side. Flanker to flanker action there. And the penalty for not releasing. We'll see if Juricevic chooses posts here, if they continue to...
And he does.
There it is.
It's definitely within his range. As he's shown throughout the day. Keep the scoreboard ticking over. Keep Alliance at a distance. Not allow any room for a comeback. Like we were saying earlier, you're sneaking up. We've already played 120 minutes of rugby this weekend for some of these fellas. Going to be 160 by the end of it.
Oh, yeah. And not to mention, give your big boys a little break here as well.
Exactly. Alliance looked like they had their little pep in their step after halftime there, making some nice hits, covering the field.
One major change, the captain for Alliance, Justin Mitchell, came off finally as he was dinged up multiple times but fought through the whole first half. Was talking with the Alliance coach before the match about a full team's worth of injuries that they've gone through this year. Another one off the post, but that one kicks through for Juricevic. Big penalty there, 37-0 the score.
It's always tough. You want to be out there for your team, but you also don't want to hold them back with those little bumps and bruises.
But they've been able to, having all those injuries and not really having all the starters that you would want on the field right now from the beginning of the season, but they have fought through all year, and just a huge historic moment here for the Alliance Rugby Club. As again, just 4 years ago was when they started this adventure, and they have been building and building from their youth teams, and it's really come together here for them this year in 2018.
And like you said, it's really about building that club culture. Especially at this level, you got to get a base to support that club over the time. Only being 4 years in, and an intercept.
Big steal. Eric Grogan
sticks it in the ground.
And there's the first points on the board for Alliance. Big Eric Grogan out of nowhere takes that steal and in for the try.
Maybe a little bit of complacency there from the Blacks. Got the big lead, just going through the routine of taking it off the back and passing it out, not necessarily scanning the field for who's shooting through. And the inside center for Alliance definitely took advantage of that. Jukes the fullback and dots it down just left of the post.
Solid work there. Now it's going to be Ryan Sweet looking for the conversion here.
We'll see if that puts a little pep in the step of the Alliance side and what they can do as they receive this kickoff.
Alliance no slouches. In their 8 matches, they put up 441 points this year. So they're averaging over 50 points a game.
Slots the kick. Makes it a nice 7 on the board for
37-7 the score. And at this point, Alliance working so hard all year. It may be a little bit out of their reach here, but like I said, they've been putting up 50 points a game this year. So it's not out of their abilities to put up 20, 30 points here in this half.
Deep kick from the Blacks. Hits the ground, bounce.
Well, Mondi with the take.
Little show and go.
The dummy, but
and
runs
a steal.
Right into the big man, Eric Reed. And Reed has been a poaching machine today. They're not able to take it fully, and now this kick
stays in.
Not fine touch. Still playing here. Now the fullback just trying to figure out what to do. Finally makes a break. Makes 2 miss. Now the chip kick over the top.
Good cover.
But do they have the support there? Solid ruck.
Ball comes out the side to the Blacks' favor.
Cole Jones, referee, was right there. No infractions. Good steal for the Blacks.
They got 3 on the weak side here if the Blacks take it to the right.
They're going to pick and go here a couple of times. It's a big skill that they're definitely going to need in the next round. They can continue things here today. Just a couple meters out now. And now they decide to swing it into the flanker. Coming up through, and Hernandez.
Good support.
And now a steal from Alliance.
He gets him for
offside's the call. Got to be behind the back foot of the last man in your ruck on defense. Now the quick tap. Out to the side. Fullback dives in and dots it down for the try. Curtis Chafin in for his second score of the match.
Good response to the try from Alliance there.
Solid pressure, and Alliance was never able to get anything to materialize out of there.
It's just good solid pressure. Once they got the penalty in front of the post, they could smell blood. Instead of taking the easy 3, they took a quick tap, took it to the man out wide. He cuts back inside of the guy coming out to challenge him, and he just dots it down.
That's the second time they've been able to score off of a quick tap like that. So good work from the Blacks. 42-7 the score. Tane Juresevic
sneaks it in the right upright.
Barely around there, but it's good, and 44-7 now the score.
I believe Juresevic's 6 for 8 on kicks today. Good strike rate. Only 2 he's missed. 1 coming off the post on a drop goal, and the other one drifting left on one of the conversions.
Also slotted in a penalty today as well, or 2 penalties today.
Little discussion with the referee on who's going to kick that one there, I guess.
And thank you so much for joining us today at the TRU Championships. This is the Division III Alliance Rugby from Keller, Texas, against the Austin Blacks playing on their home pitch.
Straight downs, call off the kickoff.
Eric Reed bobbled it a bit, but they continue possession here.
Box get Cam Newsom back to retrieve it. I think he wants to unleash right here. Not even looking for the pass. Carrying it like a football.
All the way to the near side. And then the pass is Aaron out of bounds.
He's really got to make the ball do the work for him there. He ran almost 40 meters across the field, gained only about 3 or 4 meters, and then an errant pass. He's really got to look for the space, let the ball do the work, save his legs, and then try to come back in and support the player gives it to.
Had one excellent break earlier, and that was taking it straight up the gut. This time saw the space and just could not deny himself the pleasure of trying to take it all the way to the outside.
Sometimes when you get down back a little this, you get a feeling like you got to win the game yourself, and I think that might have been a little bit there, trying to make something happen that wasn't quite there as the Blacks covered the field well.
So Juresevic takes it out here off of the line, out, but another steal.
It's the inside center again.
Eric Grogan working hard for his team. Been the big bright spot here in the second half for Alliance. Now Alliance going to work it. There's a pod of the big boys. They smash it in. Really haven't been able to get many phases together so far this game, and now obstruction there, yeah.
Didn't retreat fast enough. Number 9 threw it into the man, not retreating.
So penalty here for Alliance.
Very sneaky there by the number 9.
Alliance is going to choose the points here.
About 33 meters out.
Almost directly in front there.
Yeah, maybe just slightly off to the right.
It's going to be the sub that came in earlier, Ryan Sweet.
The only kick we've seen him come so far today was the one just left of the post. It was pretty much a chip shot, so we'll see a little bit more of his range and accuracy on this one.
Mm-hmm.
See what kind of chase he gets here as the ball falls off the tee and he comes up to reset.
Again, if he does miss, it'll be a live ball.
Ball falls over once again. There we go. Approaches again.
Likes it this time.
Yeah. Just right. Looks like he's drifting left, and it does, and out the back.
Out the end goal, so it'll be a 22-meter drop kick here for the Austin Blacks. See if they choose to boot this one as far down the field as Dresovich can, or if they'll try to look for a little opening here and get it to his big boys on the side.
Looks like there's some space on the left side if he wants it, but if the early part of the game's any indication, he's probably just going to hoof it deep, and he does.
So now Amandi dishes it off to the fullback.
Spins him around.
Wrapped up. Grogan with a little run there on the far side. Now Lions just taking it straight in, still catching it flat-footed most of the time here.
Blacks have done a good job all day of feathering out their defense, covering the space, not allowing really anywhere for Lions to go and run straight into defenders every time.
So knock-on advantage here. Robert McKay, the 8-man, smashes forward. Now a quick box kick from Dresovich.
Nobody back.
He's got to
Anybody's
chase.
Ball. Oh,
Coming in from the side, Ricky Johnson for the Blacks dives in there and takes the steal. Johnson around, breaks one tackle, hit from behind, drops the ball forward. We're going to have a penalty, though, high tackle.
there was a yellow card for this earlier. I don't know if it's going to come through here. I couldn't quite tell the severity of that tackle.
Chrysanthus Amandi definitely came from behind and went high around the neck. Around the neck of Ricky Johnson.
Quick tapping going out wide from the Blacks. Two-man advantage. Skips in. Going for the corner.
Past the winger.
Oh, and the flag's
steps
up.
out of bounds.
Good cover defense by Alliance there to force him out close to the try line. Be a 5-meter throw to Alliance.
It looked like he might have beat that winger and was in for the try, but just out of bounds. Good call from the referee crew.
Blacks making a substitution.
Off comes big Eric Reed, who's been phenomenal out there today on the poaches and hard runs. Again, folks.
Testing. Looks like
Blacks.
the Blacks are able to recover that.
So now they come through. Here's the pickup, Gruba. Smashes it in. Now to the new sub. This is where they usually just take it, pick and goes, but now they're going to try another pod here off to the side. Alliance is ready.
Jarisovich was trying to drive him in there, but he doesn't have quite the push of a prop or a hooker or a flanker there at the back.
And now the try is scored. Ricky Johnson was so close to getting it earlier. He is awarded the try here for the Austin Blacks.
Good job running 3 or 4 phases there tight and then spinning it out wide after they suck Alliance in to put another one in the corner.
49-7 the score.
The Blacks on pace to best their season average and point total here. Just keeping the ball moving, good defense. It's hard to stop.
They are right at their average right now, 49.8 points per match this year. Dresovich is going to have a tough one, though, from the side. Yeah, no moral victories out there, but this Alliance team has had a fantastic year, best in club history. They've really been putting things together.
as you were saying earlier, Tim, is just a good testament to the building of rugby in Texas at the youth level and working its way through collegiate and up to the men's club, with the Lions being able to field this side and be this competitive in only their 4th year as a men's club.
Yeah, because it's not every year you see a team that gets built, that starts off as a youth program and then is able to continue that and really build around that. And they've done a fantastic job as Juresevic nails another.
Right down the middle.
51-7 now the score. And again, folks, here in a few, we'll have the second match of the day. It's the D1 Men's Championship. The Dallas Reds against the Austin Blacks in the rubber match. Both teams have won. Both teams won their home match against the other this year. And so now it's the Austin Blacks who will have the home match again. But the Reds won just a few weeks back, and they'll be looking to take home that final spot in the national championship for D1 here in just a little while. But right now it's the Austin Blacks continuing with their D3 side right here. A couple of substitutions in now for the Blacks. And that one popped forward.
Just a little low. Good pressure by Alliance there, forcing that pass.
Off the hands of David Camerford. And now an opportunity for Alliance.
We'll talk about the women's match.
So then, folks, after this match, of course, we have the D2 or the D1, and then following that at 1 o'clock, we'll have the D2 women's match, the Dallas Reds against the Austin Valkyries. And those Dallas Reds sneaking into the playoffs, and then a huge upset victory over Little Rock yesterday gets them into the championship match against the Valkyries' second side, who won last year, and their first side for the Valks, already the D1 champions. Looking to make it 2 for 2 for the second year in a row. Of course, this is the only the second year for the women's D2 division in existence. So, again, the Valks dominating, but it'll be the Reds at 1 o'clock trying to steal that championship away from the home side.
This is one of the few years that the Reds and Blacks are vying for multiple titles here in Texas at D1 and 2 level, and even the 3 level for the Blacks at men's level, and 2 for the Reds, and then the Valks as well, trying to get 1 and 2 multiple division championships in a single year.
So turnover here to the Blacks, and now a boot off to the side. We'll see if that one stays in. It does, and then finally bounces out, but landed in touch. So we'll have a line out down on the far side of the field for the Alliance. And then, folks, make sure you stay tuned for the final match of the afternoon at 3 p.m. The Dallas Reds' second side against San Antonio in the Division II championship, and that one is going to be a fantastic match between two very evenly matched sides as well.
Yeah, between the two teams yesterday, they put up over 122 points. That'll be some fireworks going off in that one.
For sure. But yeah, as you were saying, big work too. Blacks have 2 teams in here. Dallas Reds with 3 sides from their club here today. A huge achievement for that club.
Try scorer Christopher Reed coming off there, as well as our hooker Chris Crone, doing some good work earlier for the Blacks and getting a well-deserved rest here as we move into the middle parts of the second half.
A little sloppy, but Juresevic gets it onto the outside. Hard run from Enrique Visser.
Into touch.
Have a line out here to Alliance. So the Austin Blacks continue to march again, 10-0 on the season. Just have been dominating the D3. Their D1 side had a very successful year. D2 side, 6-4 on the season. And it's really been a great 2018 as the Austin Blacks, their 50th anniversary as a club, all coming together here for the side this year. So it'll actually be a scrum down here to Alliance. He's out the back, but penalty here.
Pushing early.
So it'll be a penalty. We'll see what Sweet decides to do here. Going to kick for touch. Try to relieve some pressure here for Alliance.
Early Alliance was losing most of the lineouts. Now they've been able to gain 2 out of their last 3. One by luck and one that was taken to hand. But see what they can do here, try to alleviate the pressure from the Blacks.
But as you were saying, I mean, that was really what kind of took them out of the match early on. There's a solid take all the way down. Now Alliance swinging it across the field. Now a boot. A couple of chasers.
Found some space. Newsom putting on the pressure.
Solid kick. Is that one all the way on the other side of midfield?
See the Blacks throw in now. That one was a good kick, finding some space and getting out of their own end. I believe that was the first take off the middle jumper. It actually went to hand and then out to the line, so they can actually work their game plan here. Try to see what they can do pressuring the Blacks here. Now they've got a couple replacements here in the line-out. See if they can execute as well as the starters did.
Yeah, Alliance has not been contesting the lineouts, though. An easy one there, straight enough, says Cole Jones. Now we move. Solid run from Robert McKay. Ball is out, picked up. Gruba gets it off to the left now.
Good contest, driving him back.
And he takes it away.
Oh!
James Cabreros with the steal and rumble. And now it's Alliance on the front foot. Ooh, a little pitch back to the scrum half, but he is taken quickly. Couldn't get rid of it fast enough. But the penalty awarded, not releasing by the Blacks.
Blacks kicked the ball away, unfortunately, so no opportunity at a quick take here.
Yep. After you make that tackle, you must release the ball carrier.
Great steal by Cabreros there from the Lions to turn the tide. As it looked at Blacks, might have had an opportunity there with numbers, but he was able to drive him back, take the ball, and really was just one man away from rumbling into the try zone. Looks like they're working some pods here.
Reward those big boys here. That's what I would assume they would do. There's the big smash.
Oh.
And straight through contact. Huge run by Cabreros again.
Try awarded.
The big number 10.
Provisionally awarded. Looks like he's going out to talk to our AR.
The big number 10 coming through. I mean, one guy just didn't even want to tackle him, and the next one looked like he was so close to being right there at the try line. Let's see if they award it.
Oh,
a
and
knock
they called
on.
a knock on.
So close.
Unfortunate.